Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Yesterday doesn't matter, it only serves as a ladder. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed, so make your plans accordingly. Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Grand Rising, today is a new day to start again. It is 7/17/2025. Well, that was a pretty good start. Haven't been doing videos every day. I am trying to get myself back into it a little bit, and so that's why I'm here today. The manifest thing, I've been learning about manifestations, and I don't know that I've been very effective with it. But then it's funny, I started to write this and then I've had reflection. So what I was praying for was this summer of love. I've been praying how people pray that's what I was praying for, was like the love of my life. And what's ironic is there is a woman in my presence who could very well be that, and I'm not ready because I don't think I measure up. So it's ironic. Be careful what you wish for. Well, here you go. Now what? Oh, I wasn't ready yet. I didn't know that I was supposed to have to. I am trying really hard. I'll get into it in a minute. I'm going to try to stay on my script. So what I do, if you have never watched these videos before, I basically script out in the mornings. I get up really early in the morning, and I started doing that again recently as part of my pattern. I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. This time I get up at midnight. I've been getting up at midnight basically and staying up until about 4 or 5, and then trying to go back to sleep for a little bit before I go to work. But when I do that, I write out stuff and scribe. It's journaling, I think, is important for people. So this is kind of what this is, but I've been doing it publicly. I had this idea when I first started doing it, is some of the best novels I ever wrote or read, they really captured me early and brought me into the setting of it, and it was because it was real. So for some reason, I decided that if I was genuine on these videos and I showed how my life was going, it would give like an art form of some sort. But it really was self-indulgent and narcissistic. As a psychology person, I understand that. So, anyways, the other thing I've been praying for is, enough income so that I can be a dad. And I've been really struggling financially and trying to, I don't know, make good decisions. But I could be investing more into, part of the Tao is you're allowing things to happen around you. And I feel like I'm in a good situation, but it just isn't happening. And I'm not able to like be who I am. So I'm trying to figure out ways to do that. But I'm very grateful, honestly. Life is amazing. The biggest drawback that I have is that I very much miss my girls. But I've been dealing in my head a lot with absence, and sometimes absence, and I get into that a little bit later. It's what you're going to do with your time. So I'm in this difficult situation where I'm not with them, but I don't want to contribute to anything that's going to make that worse. So I'm trying to contribute to things that's going to be positive, even though it may not even be. I think there's so much to energy in what your intent and what you're doing. And if you have thought cycles that are negative, that aren't even true, they can cause you problems. So you're not forgetting about what you're not with, but you do want to remove it from your thought cycles if there's nothing if you haven't been able to gain any positivity from it, or if you're not gaining positivity from it. Nothing wrong with reflection at times. I know that I'm really scattered here, but I'm kind of psychoanalyzing myself and trying to understand how you try to desensitize yourself from very emotional things. it's very easy to get stuck into whys and and how did this happen and all those kinds of things, and feeling bad about things that you did, and all of those things are necessary to get to where you are, but you move on from it once you've done that. And that's what's really important to do in life. And sometimes you need people to help you with that. And the last thing you want to do is doom scrolling on one of these devices and not deal with anything until you're faced with the anxiety of it. But don't take things so serious. This has been a really boring video. I am really encouraged about playing golf. My energy level has been low. I really have been struggling with energy, and it's because of depression, because I've been struggling with what I just was trying to shore up there, is that just not being able to be and not feeling like, but what am I doing to fix it? Pushing through well, but so I'm doing well, and as well as I can, I think, in my scenarios. But my overall morale is low, and that's pretty evident. I have to self motivate, and I'm frustrated, and I'm not really getting paid off financially. So I need to pull back and pick one thing, focus on the day, and shorten my hour, is what I was saying. It's really important to, when things get overwhelming and you feel like you're just not in the right situation, just bear down for a second and then do what you're supposed to do. You do want to also focus on what gains you're making, because I've made so many huge gains. My ankles, for instance, are so much better than they were, and they're just going to continue to get better. I think that there's something in my feet and in my ankles that, as I'm getting them more flexible, this is real talk, I feel like I'm unlocking my youth. Like, I feel like there's stuff left down there that's been down there for way too long, and now that my body's starting to flow down there, my feet are like, and the rest of my body's just like, what's going on? We have a whole other part of our body that so that's how tight my feet were. I mean, I couldn't bend them backwards at all, and now I can sit on them on the heels, and that's a big, huge improvement that's been recent. And that really does have an impact almost everywhere in your body when you start to do those kinds of things. And then my hips, because of the yoga that I'm doing. So, I mean, I've done a lot of really positive things. I'm struggling financially, and I don't want to struggle anymore. I mean, I hate that whole manifest thing. I just want to be positive and keep moving forward. Part of being a commission salesperson, or in that kind of environment, though, is there are things that are completely out of your control that you're not going to be able to dictate. So you can control the controllables. And sometimes controllable is, there's plenty of honey holes out there, and if you're not in one, you could go find another one. But I really don't think I want to. I don't know, man. I'm really struggling with purpose on what I should do financially. But I keep saying I'm the healthiest that I've ever been, because it's true. I am. I'm mind, body, and soul. I think emotionally, I've went through everything that I could possibly go through. I'm very strong. I have been struggling with the losses, like the job that I'm in, not to get personal, but it does seem very dead end, and the upside seems very minimal. And there are positives because it's very not stressful at all. But I am interested in a girl, and I just can't get myself into a position where I'm going to be suitable for anybody with the job that I have. It's a kid's job, really. I mean, what I'm making. I have to figure out a way to make more money. And that's a me thing. I am not stable for longevity. Like, I can't continue. And so I need to just be an adult. I need to make more income. I need to make more capital. this has to be a priority and I need to take steps. So, but I have to be patient as well. So it's very difficult. And I don't like change. I really hate starting over at places. I really hate the whole thing. There's nothing wrong with going to it in a new direction though, if you just keep bumping into dead ends. I have lost a great deal of confidence, not really in myself. I've just lost confidence in society. I'm just not near as confident that I fit, really, is what it comes down to. As I did when I was 30, I thought that I could adapt. I can't do the same jobs I did when I was 30, obviously. Am I ready to start a whole new chapter? I just don't really like, I don't like change. I don't like, I'm so tired of starting over, but things can't stay the same. Golf, I think with a little practice, I could teach it. And I think I could do something with that. And I was going to end the video right there at my 11-minute mark. It was supposed to be much shorter, but then I just went ahead and kept talking because I haven't done a video for a day or two. So what do you do in your absence? So I think that's what's important, because I've been estranged from my children and I'm not there. That's a huge negative. So what am I going to do and to make it positive? And I can't really do anything other than the effort that I've been putting in, I think for the most part, has been pretty strong. If you're not somewhere you want to be, what are you doing? Are you going to try to get to where you want to be? If you can't, I mean, this is where I got into trying to make this a meaningful video for people that went this far. I think what you need to do, what I've been trying to resolve for myself, is you define your next moment to build momentum. So make a moment for yourself, define it, make a task for you to do. That can be a moment, and then complete the task. And then you build upon that, and you just keep doing tasks that you can do, control the controllables, do the things that you can do. And that just spurs up because you're doing the things that need to be done, and things will fall into place because those things are done. So start with the next hour, the next day, simplify it to something that's manageable for you. The next week and the next weekend, whatever, make it manageable. However long, give yourself enough though to get yourself motivated. And then you shrink your world. When you start to have negative thought cycles, you stay on target. You use the force, you redirect, and you clean your closet. I did clean this room that I talked about in my last video, how it had gotten pretty messy, and now it's much better. I have actually improved a lot of things, but I haven't done it to when I get going, I can knock things out. I get like very power drived up, and I actually like that mode, but it's very hard for me to get into that mode now. I just don't know why I'm not having an ability to get myself into that mode. But when I do go along and do projects, I had a review. I'm going off script. I had a review I remember very intently in third grade, where I had a teacher that got a hold of me and I was writing. It was for English class. And my penmanship was terrible, and I just was not putting any effort into it at all. And what she keyed in on was that if I did something and I got praise for doing it, it really got me going. And so she turned me from not caring at all to getting an A for like a certain amount of period of time. And I liked it, but then I felt like I got manipulated by her. And then I like stubbornly tried to show her that, no, I'm not doing that. But I did learn a lot. It's not funny. It's actually kind of how it played out in my head anyways. So there's little moments like that where people tried to help me, and they showed me, and I still have it. That's a really big, important point. But because there was notes that she put where it was basically that's what she said, was that if you give me some praise and I get some accomplishment underneath me of getting something and completing it and doing it well, and then good job, I do really well. And that's what she tried to do, but it was only a mask. Anyways, don't self-indulge, but you should reward yourself. I think that's what I gained from all of that, is that you don't need somebody to reward you. You reward yourself. What's appropriate for what you should get for what you did. And you don't really need any other acknowledgement other than that. I think you can I totally know when I did a good job of something, and it does make me feel better. Now, it does help you to financially, it helps you financially to exploit that. And I have not done that very well in my life. Effort, enthusiasm, and excitement. Do it with a good attitude and a sense of accomplishment. Stamp it. I did that. Move on. That's how you gain momentum. But I think what I wanted to center on here at the end as a real self-motivating thing for myself was that a moment, you can start to build momentum and it can compound very fast. So you can go from rags to riches literally so fast that your head spins, and people think that that's impossible, but it's truly something that can happen. It just comes from it's compounding of momentum. That's how a lot of these are not self-induced, but these are definitely manipulated. The algorithms for these phones and likes and all that kind of stuff is definitely manipulated. But in real world, that's how the butterfly effect works too, though. Is like sometimes your good gesture to the right person in the right moment is like a catalyst that changes huge things that you never hear about and is never spoken about or seen or heard, but you were there. And that's what makes it so powerful. That's why you should do good moments and good deeds when it's called for you to do it. And I think that we hear ringing, literally, when we're called to do stuff. I have no idea what my future brings. I have been really emotional. I've been really struggling. But the evidence is that I'm in the best shape of my life. So I'm just like, something's got to work out here. You can't shoot 72 from 100 yards out. Do the thing that makes you feel good about what you're doing. Do the things that make you feel good. That's kind of how you reward yourself. I know my absence hurts, but I can't let it eat me up. I have to acknowledge it. It's kind of like when you get an injury. That's one thing I've learned too, is health management. When you get something where it's tweaked a little bit, you identify it, you acknowledge it, you avoid it, you avoid the pain, and you build around it, and then you lean into it as it gets stronger. It's basically how you make it stronger. And then sometimes I think what happens is it ends up reinforcing itself. But that's how I'm going to end this video. There's just so many things that you're going to learn from your own body that will help you mentally. And you really should just understand. I had a line in Facebook that I'm going to end with, that when you talk about government, what you're talking about is paper tigers under a house of cards. None of it is real. I think that tribalism is what government destroyed. And I think tribalism is a much more natural way to live. And I think there's archetypal nature. I think there's astrological and geographical nature to tribalism. I mean, it's about where you're at, who you're with. Bloodlines definitely make a play, but they've been so obscured. It's hard to get into bloodlines now. We probably could if we really took control and you had a tribal tribal geneticist. That's why tribalism works. There's more of a tie for your intent. I could get deeper into it, but I really do think at one time that was the way, because you had a tribe that you were a part of, and we've made it such a negative thing, and it's truly the natural way of humanity, I think. So I think that's where I'm going to end it. I don't know how we could possibly get there, though. I'm pretty sure it's not using the dollar, and I'm pretty sure it's not using the Bible. So there's that. And probably not even using the English word. We got to get to player, whatever the sound you would make to make our own language, because it's all corrupted. But that's our reality that we live in. So it's 2025. I'm doing the best I can. I really am struggling sometimes when I'm out there, because I don't even want to say the name of our president, because it's so hard for me to even fathom it. It's just such a clown show with the red and the blue. And I just wish people would get to be more real. And it's just sad to me. But I think it will eventually, there's that, they say it's like the age of Aquarius. I feel like there is enough people. I mean, if I see it, I can't believe that other people haven't been able to do the same type of research that I've done to come to the conclusions that I've come to. But I don't know how you fix it. I guess it just takes, I don't even know where to begin, honestly. But it's collaboration. That's the hardest part about it. It's to promote individualism through collaboration. How do you do such a thing? All right, have a great day out there. Do great. Be great. Be grateful.